What's up, YouTube? This is Borkvet Vlogs, and today we're going to be talking about multiple sclerosis, the symptoms I had before being diagnosed and leading up to today. 5 years ago, maybe even 6 years ago, time flies when we were having fun. Got into a car accident. Didn't hit anybody, drove off the road, hit a ditch, drove through the ditch, whatever. 2 days later, I got out of my vehicle and thought I pinched my nerve, my sciatic nerve. But it wasn't. Here to find out after 5 years of dealing with going to the chiropractor. At points, it would be 4 to 6 times a week, just to get my body back in shape. I was having a lot of muscle aches, problems, and I just started going to town with it. Continued working, dealt with it. At points, I couldn't walk. I lost feeling in one of my right hand. My right leg at points was unusable, basically dragging it behind me, but still working 6 days a week, 7 days a week, whatever the case may be. I was working 2 jobs at that point, or 3, and remodeling a house. So I dealt with that for 5 years. I also have had where my eyes would go blur like a dirty contact. Only time that happens for me is looking at a TV screen and or looking at the cell phone for too much time. And I look at the cell phone quite a bit. So that was another symptom. I've also had muscle spasms quite a bit. I've recently, got done snowing, and we didn't work, so we made a day up on a Sunday. I came home and started cleaning snow out. And this was in the beginning of Christmas time. And my job is quite busy. So, in between being busy, stressed out, trying to get packages off, doing my job, I was trying to clean out my driveway with snow. I got done with the back driveway. Started doing the sidewalk, and I shut off the snowblower. And when I shut off the snowblower, I went to stand upright, and my world changed. Everything started spinning. Like, the area or the house or wherever I was at that moment spun like almost 200 miles an hour. At least that's how it felt. And then I got nauseous, which then proceeded to be vomiting. The first time was 2 hours of vomiting. Fast forward that following week, I didn't have any symptoms of vertigo, which is a symptom of MS. I was delivering 2 tires and moved on to my next stop, got in the back end of my truck. I went to grab the package. The package was a little heavier than normal, and next thing I knew was my van was spinning. So I sat down and tried to get rid of the spinning and try to go. Well, once the spinning stopped, I was like, all right, let's do this. So I proceeded to get out of my van and walk up to the customer's door. While walking to the door, my balance was absolutely junk. To be honest, it looked like I was a drunk. And I haven't touched any alcohol since August. So I definitely knew I wasn't drunk. So I moved on to my next stop, and I sat there and I was trying to be able to deliver this package. Continue on. I wasn't spinning anymore, but when I got out of my truck, my balance was still crap. I went and grabbed the package, delivered the package, still looking like a drunk delivery driver. And I was talking to someone on the phone. They recommended me go grab some food from the gas station. Well, I went and did that. And the whole entire way into the gas station, my balance was still junk. When I got into the gas station, the employees asked me what was going on because they could tell that there was something wrong. And I told them it's vertigo. And well, they didn't know what vertigo was. So I was out in my truck sitting there trying to remove these symptoms so I could continue on with my day. An EMT came, pulled up next to me, and went in to buy whatever he was buying. Well, next thing I knew was I was vomiting, and the vomiting didn't stop for 3 hours. Riding in the back of the ambulance to the ER. In the ER, I only puked maybe 2-3 times. The nurse finally looked at me and said, "You're staying here the night." I then went to PT in the morning, and PT did the test on the vertigo. They could see some of it, but not all of it. So they looked at the nurse and said there needs to be something more done. So they decided to do an MRI. The doctor came to me and said that I had black spots or black boxes on my brain. But they didn't have a neurologist there, so he couldn't really fully help me out. And I needed to see a specialist where I live. So they sent me down to PT the next day, and they seen it, but it wasn't as potent as they thought it was going to be. So fast forward, I went to the neurologist, and the neurologist pulled up the MRI images and found the lesions on my brain. So he did the blood tests and initially said, yes, you do have multiple sclerosis. At first it was a relief / shock because my grandma has had it pretty much her whole entire life, but she was able to raise a family and do everything that she needed to do. My uncle as well had it, but he also died from it. And he was bedridden, so I started thinking about it and going, oh man, what's going to happen here? The doctor reassured me that they were going to do another MRI. And when I went in for the second MRI, they told me, you do have multiple sclerosis. You have more lesions on your spinal cord, between 3 to 4, which isn't much because there's other people that have a lot more. We chose a medicine, Gilenya, or Fomamod. The medicine costs, starting in the United States, $8,500 a month. I have not started it yet, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the journey of the first day and the symptoms, and 1 month update, 2 month update, 3 month update, 5 month update, whatever the case may be. This will be a continuing process of what's going on with my diagnosis of having multiple sclerosis. Thank you for stopping on by Mork Vlogs, and until next time, don't eat the yellow snow.